What's up, sports fans? It's your host, Dylan Gemelli, coming to you live May 19th for the historic episode number 1 of Real Talk Sports. Now, I know we were supposed to debut May 11th. We ran into a few production difficulties and everything's worked out. And I'm frankly glad that we did get pushed back because the events that have transpired since May 11th are up for some great talk. So, today's not going to be a debate. Today's going to be yours truly, giving you the inside, answering email questions that I've been receiving, and I've been receiving a lot. Thank you to everybody writing in. And I'm just going to let you see what I'm all about. So for a great 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and cover all the headlines this week, all the really important things, take a couple emails, and just kind of show you what it's all about. The first thing I'm going to talk about is the NBA playoffs. And all I can say is wow. 2 Game 7s on Sunday, one night. Unfortunately, both games turned to be blowouts. The series were incredible. Orlando and Boston, what a series. You know, to be honest with you, Boston, for even hanging in that series without Kevin Garnett, you get a big round of applause from me. Because, you know, that's just unreasonable to play with a player of Kevin Garnett's caliber. Orlando probably should have won that series 4-1, 4-2. They were up every single game practically, had Boston on the ropes, and they couldn't close it out. But Orlando, that's definitely a big win for the Magic. And after Dwight Howard called out Coach Stan Van Gundy, boy, things turned around, didn't they? Orlando's a team that, you know, they match up with Cleveland pretty well. If you look up and down the rosters, Orlando matches up with Cleveland better than anybody, and they've had the most success against Cleveland besides the Lakers this year. So, interesting series. I still have to give it to Cleveland, but I think this might go to 6 or 7 games. I'm going to say 4-2 Cleveland. But there is an outside chance, and it's kind of far outside, but there's an outside chance that Orlando could push them. So watch that. I wouldn't be shocked if Orlando won. Maybe a little surprised, but not shocked by any means. And we go over to the West. Now, we all know Denver pretty much beat the shit out of Dallas. 4-1, very easily could have been 4-0. If Dirk wouldn't have gone off for his 16 points in the fourth quarter of Game 4, Dallas would have gotten swept, and they should have gotten swept. I know that the shot that Carmelo hit, where Dallas tried to foul on purpose, was controversial, but if you're going to foul somebody, you fucking foul them. You foul them. Plain and simple. And they just, there was no foul. You got to make it clear that you're going for a foul, and you got to let the ref know beforehand you're going to foul, and there wasn't enough. So Dallas, you got nothing to cry about. You did better in the playoffs than anybody thought you were going to. You should have never traded Devin Harris. Jason Kidd is 100 years old. I love Jason Kidd, but he's too old. Chauncey Billups ate his ass up. The Lakers go in 7 games with my Rockets, without my man McGrady, without Yao. Unbelievable. Unbelievable and unprecedented. The Rockets are still a great team without those players, but come on. I really believe, and I said it before, I said it in the second round, I said it even in the first round, Denver would push LA. Denver will beat LA. I want to see LA versus Cleveland, but I love Chauncey Billups. I love Denver. And you know what? I think it's going to be Denver versus Cleveland in the finals. Chauncey Billups is a winner. He is a winner. I really think it'll be Denver and Cleveland, and I think that's going to be a hell of a series. Denver is a dangerous team. Besides Chauncey and Carmelo, your 2 standouts, you got Nene playing like an animal. An animal. Then you got J.R. Swish coming off the bench. Just lighting motherfuckers up. Chris Anderson, Birdman, coming out there doing his thing. Just, he's a crazy ass. Running up and down the court, blocking shots, doing all the little things. The type of player you need to win. They are a loaded team. Denver versus Cleveland? What a series. And you know, it's probably going to come down to the home court, which we all know Cleveland lost 2 games at home, and one of them doesn't really count in my eyes. I think Denver can beat Cleveland. I really do. I'm going to go with LeBron, but I'm going to say 4-3, but I'm kind of in between there. But I think Cleveland's going to take it, so we're going to go ahead and give it to Cleveland. I'm going to cover real quick Mark Cuban and Kenyon Martin. Mark Cuban, don't ever talk to somebody's mom the way you talk to her. But I will give you this. I saw her smiling and mocking at you when you left, so I understand why you got a little pissed off when you left. But you can't, even if Kenyon Martin is a thug, which he is, you can't turn to somebody's mom and say that shit. You just can't, man. Because if that was me, I'd have knocked you out. And I'd be careful with Kenyon Martin because he might just do it. So, just covering that. Both you guys out of line. Mark Cuban apologized. He said he'd take you to dinner. You don't want it, fine, but don't be a bitch, Kenyon. You know, he didn't talk shit to your mom. He didn't call her names. He said you were a thug, which you are. So, both of you motherfuckers are wrong. Get over it. You know, nobody really cares. Next issue we're going to talk about, well, actually I'm going to read an email here real quick. Real Talk Sports. What do you think about Roger Federer defeating Rafael Nadal in the Madrid Open final? What do I think? What do I think? I think that I was going nuts when Roger Federer beat Rafael Nadal. Roger Federer was my man, my favorite tennis player. And this is his year to win the French Open. Write it down. Remember, Dylan Gemelli said it. Rafael Nadal will lose the French Open this year to my man Roger Federer. And the next Real Talk, I'm going to go in depth about Roger Federer. I've got too many topics to cover, but Roger, you're the man, baby. One of my favorite athletes, Roger Federer. You're the man. Next topic, quickly, Brett Favre. I don't know if it's because I hate the Packers so much, and I don't know if inside I want you to come back because I want to see you lose. But there's just something about this prick. But I do want to see him play. I would like to see him play with Minnesota. And even stick it to the Packers because I hate the Packers. But this dude wants to tear his bicep so he can throw better. Because if the bicep isn't surgically repaired and it's not completely torn, that's where the most problem is. So he wants the bicep to tear so that he can play better. I think he's going to fucking tear his arm on purpose because he doesn't want to have surgery, and I think he's going to play. And Green Bay, if I was you, I would be scared because Minnesota will be dangerous. They've always been a boring team besides the Cunningham and Moss Carter years, and the few years Culpepper and Moss hooked it up. Adrian Peterson's all they got for height, but Brett Favre in there, whew, Minnesota's going to be tough. Watch out. Next topic I'm going to cover real quick. Michael Vick getting out of prison today. Hey man, I'm all for you. I want you to succeed. I think somebody's going to take a chance on him now. What kind of shape is he in? I don't know. I haven't seen him. I don't know. It's going to be interesting how it plays out. Reinstate the guy. He paid his debts. PETA, get a fucking life. You guys just want your name out there. I hate PETA because they just like to make noise to be known because nobody knows who the fuck you are and nobody cares. They want to keep making issues with this guy. Look what he just went through. Fuck off. Bah. Michael Vick, I hope you get to play, man. I wish you the best. That's all I can